What's going on, Opcast? It's Braden, and today I have a special guest. I have Sylvester Chisom, who's the co-founder of Show Me the World. He's a community leader. He actually does a lot. And so without further ado, let's dive into Sylvester, man. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. I'm super excited to be on this podcast with you today. And I really want to start with gratitude and just say thank you for the bright light that you continue to shine on our city, whether it's the pod or just all the community stuff that you put us up on. And I think it's a beautiful thing, the work that you're leading. I can see the passion behind it.
I appreciate you. It's
sure.
It's up to us. It's up to us to showcase our version of the city. Otherwise, we'll just see all the bad stuff every day and we'll just have no hope. So it's like if we show people how great, we can literally go down the street here to one of the top parks in America. Like literally we can just go do that for free. So it's kind of like, with Show Me the World, it's showing people. And so I know you're very involved, obviously, with Show Me the World and other projects. Let's dive into you before we dive into the organization. So who is Sylvester?
Who is Sylvester? That's a great question. A kid from St. Louis, Missouri. Grew up in my early days in University City. Sylvester's the first child of Darlene Gibson, a single parent and entrepreneur, owner of a hair salon that put two kids through college as an entrepreneur, myself and my younger sister. Someone who really cares deeply about this city and trying to help support youth, support the next generation of entrepreneurs. These are things that I care about. I kind of live at the intersection of business and education. So those are the two things that I would like to say I'm super passionate about as it relates to being from St. Louis. Yeah.
And you're also a professor?
Yes, professor of entrepreneurship at UMSL. So I teach the freshman entrepreneurship class. So that's a fun time connecting with our student population that we have at UMSL. So it could be a kid straight out of high school, or it could be someone returning from the military and going back to college. So it's a great experience to work with things with the students at UMSL and with our business department. And we have a brand entrepreneurship center there too as well. So a lot of fun things happening right now at UMSL. Yeah.
So off camera, we were talking about there's something in the water in U City. I don't know. You don't know what it is, but man, there's so much talent that comes out of it. And we've talked about with like you and Murphy Lee, growing up, obviously we've had people like Sterling K. Brown, was it Jason Tatum, Brad Beal, and the list goes on and on of all the talent that's come out of there. Yeah. But, what do you think led to that drive to give back from growing up in U City? Like, how did you find that purpose?
How did I find that purpose to give back? I think I have to go back to my mother, right? Every year, my mom and her hair salon, Professional Touch Salon, the women collect clothing supplies. They collect donations, and they've been doing this for like 30 years. And on Christmas morning, we go downtown and we support the unhoused with all these different items. Right. And it's just something that was her personal way of trying to find a way to give back. Mm-hmm. For me, I would say I'm always looking for opportunities to add value to a space, and also asking myself, like, how can I use my gifts and talents in service of others? And I feel like that's one, you find the highest form of joy in that. You find the highest form of happiness and fulfillment when you find yourself in service of others. And so for me, I love business. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 17, working for myself. And education is important to me. So I asked myself, how can I find that perfect fusion and mix? And Show Me the World is one of the places where I'm able to deploy my gifts and talents. I tell Samantha, our co-founder, I feel like Show Me the World is a place where dope people are just able to add value and bring I'm a lawyer. Let me help. I'm a marketing person like yourself. Like, how can I help? I'm a community member. I'm a donor. I'm a funder. Like, how can I help? So it's just a filter, a place where dope people can come and deploy their talents and gifts.
And it's fun too. We'll get into that in a little bit about
sure.
me speaking to the students, but it's fun. You know, even before I started Brad and STL, that account on social media, it's like, I had a friend, I forgot what school it was, but she teaches in North County. Mm-hmm. And I had this idea. I was like, you know what? Like after Halloween, most people just, kids throw away their Halloween costumes. But then there's always kids that don't have Halloween costumes. So what if they kind of did like a locker or I forgot what, like a closet to where, hey, I'm not going to wear that same thing next year. Why don't we put this in a closet? So then if kids can't afford, we can provide them with costumes. Something so simple, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think I may have spent like a few $100s buying new gifts. And one of the most like impactful things, and I need to bring that back and push that with what I do now, but I got a photo from someone. It was a family of like 3 or 4 people. And they were like, hey, thank you so much. Like without you, we wouldn't have celebrated Halloween. And because I think back when I was a kid, you would want to be Batman or whatever the coolest thing was at that time. Nowadays, it's all the Marvel characters because DC's dropping the ball.
Yes.
Have dropped the ball. I'm sad. You get like a ninja costume for $5-10 at Walgreens. And so for me, it's like being able to talk to the youth and what I've gained with the skills. Man, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just want them to know like anything and everything is possible. And if it's not, you can find the way to create it for yourself.
I love it.
So let's start talking about a little bit about Show Me the World. How did you get involved with that?
Okay, funny story. So one of the businesses that I own is I owned a car wash business, Showroom Shine, with my buddy Arthur Shivers. And one day we received an email that says there's a school program at Vashon High School that is running a car wash fundraiser, and would we be willing to help? And we're like, well, what's the fundraiser for? Is for this international trip to Costa Rica for kids from Vashon. Okay, so I'm really from St. Louis. So like on my dad's side, I have 14 aunts and uncles. Okay, and all of them went to Vashon High School. So from 1955, my oldest aunt graduated with Maxine Waters. All the way up to 1985, one of my aunts or uncles was walking the halls of Vashon High School. So it's like, okay, I'm like, oh, this is dope. Now, on the other side of my family, I have an older cousin, my cousin Dave, he did a study abroad in Costa Rica while in college. He loved it so much, he brought back a kid and a wife. Okay. So I have a younger cousin who, shout out to little Dave. He just graduated from Mizzou. He ran track at Mizzou. He just graduated and now works for the NHRA down in Indianapolis. But he's half Costa Rican, half St. Louis. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay.
You start putting the pieces to the puzzle.
I'm like, no, I'm like, yeah, sure. Whatever you need. And then like, how can I get like deeper involved in what's going on? Connected with, this was a school project at the time, connected with Samantha. And
what year was this?
And ever since. This was 2 years into it. It was a school project. So this is like 2014. Okay. It started in 2012 when Samantha took the first group of students. Since then, over 100.
Shout out to
kids.
Samantha.
Yeah. Salute, Samantha. What's up?
So she started in 2012 and it was more of...
it's a school project.
Vashon taking the students from there to...
Costa Rica. Okay, so origin story of Show Me... Okay. It was called Show Me Costa Rica Project first, right? Why Show Me St. Louis, right? Show Me State for sure. But then the Costa Rica students were traveling to Costa Rica. So beautiful story for all the teachers who have bright ideas and want to do something and make a difference. Samantha was one of those people. She led a school swap from Vashon to Clayton High School. While there, students from Vashon noticed there were so many more learning opportunities that they felt like, wow, why don't we have these opportunities? There's an equity concern here, and is that fair? And one of the things they saw, they're walking through the halls and they saw a big poster in the lunchroom, and it said like International learning trip to Costa Rica, sign up here. And the kids asked Samantha, like, yo, why don't we have something like this at the V? And she's like, I don't know, but let's figure it out. And so literally, like I said, this is 2012. So they did all sorts of fundraising things, working Rams games, the parents, Cardinals games, Six Flags, Chipotle nights, any way to figure it out. That first group raised $25,000 to make that a reality and be the first international students to travel internationally from Vashon High School. Yeah, and since then it's been going every year.
Now, why is it important for kids to have that experience?
Yeah, if you think about the expanded worldview, right? When you're seeing on a daily basis a lot of problems, a lot of drama, trauma, things that are not the best and the brightest, and you're operating and seeing that on a daily basis. When you get a chance to go outside of your home base, even if it's just another city, but when you travel internationally to a place like Costa Rica, it's life changing, not just for the student, but for the entire family, for the community. Because now someone else, a cousin, a brother, a little sister, they say, wow, because did this, I can do that, right?
Like, the show me state, man.
Right. It's like, it's possible. You just made something that seemed foreign and extreme, you just made it normal. Mm-hmm. Because I know someone who's gone there who's done something like that. So there's a huge mental unlock from that standpoint. But it's not just that, it's the bringing education alive and making it real. We chose Costa Rica as a place because it is one of the most biodiverse places per capita. The people have been rated the happiest. They say a thing, pura vida, meaning pure life. Like, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't worry about your cell phone battery dying.
Yeah.
Right? Don't worry about traffic. You know, like things that we think are such big deals. But like, no, enjoy the moment. Be in the moment of life and take it with you. So that's a powerful message to send to our students. But while they're hiking volcanoes, they're experiencing not just reading about in the textbook a rainforest, but like, no, I'm actually walking through a cloud rainforest. A real one, yeah. Right? So the science, the education experience, you just made science real and fun and exciting, right? And so then what happens? The test scores increase, right? The Missouri biology state test scores, our students score high on those things, right? They're proficient on those. They have to keep their grades up. So it's not just a trip. No, it's workshops. They're connecting with community members like yourself and learning branding and marketing for experts like yourself. They're selling communication skills, the things the workforce is looking for. We're preparing them and equipping them with all of these real world skills that will benefit them today and tomorrow.
Forever.
For sure.
Because it's like those core skills.
100.
Because no matter what happens with social media, it could be gone in 10 years, but there's going to be something that comes of that.
Absolutely.
And they're going to already have the brain, the mental capacity and that curiosity, because it's like, I've worked, I've done a lot of stuff in school, have an MBA, insurance realm. I have so many different designations, but then the entrepreneur, Brad, and man, I learned so much. There's so much stuff that you can't learn in school. So I know some people that like aren't in school, aren't going to college, which, who cares? Some people, they'll go that way, some way, some towards the military, some trade school. But like for those who I see that drive, that ambition, they just need some guidance. I like helping them, because I'm like, well, this is what I've experienced. I'll tell them, hey, this is the good, this is the bad. I'm not going to just tell you the good and then you're thrown off when something bad happens, just so you can mentally prepare. And I think that's I think it's amazing to show the students, once again, show me state, yes. and they get to see the world. Like for me, I was part of the DSEG program, so I lived in the city, and I got bused out to the county, and then that's where I was like, oh, this is a nice school. There's not metal detector. I went to Bayless, in the county. Otherwise, I was going to go to Roosevelt. Which it's like, nothing against Roosevelt, but at that time, I'm not sure how it is now, but at that time, metal detectors, a lot of, fights and issues, and so with that DSEG program, they sent me out to the county. And so it was just a different experience. And, from there, like, I remember the first time I ever went to the Muni, and now I have season tickets. I remember being a kid and wanting to go to the Fox, sitting in the, like, very up high. And then now I sit close, like wanting to go to a baseball game, being on the outside, to now, throwing out the first pitch last year. So I think it's absolutely incredible because, just seeing, the trajectory and where the students go. And so where have some of the students gone since the start?
Oh, no. Thank you for asking that. And 100%, that's what it's about. It's the exposure. The sooner you see something, then you realize you can be something. Mm-hmm. And that's just how it works. So this is rooted in that exposure to prepare our students to be successful adults. I'm thinking about a kid, Septisha Riley, first generation college graduate, but she was in that very first group of students that traveled, one of the original group of students. And to see her persist, work hard, become a first generation college student, graduating college. Now she's a TFA core member.
That's awesome.
She's taught elementary school and she's come back. That's such a beautiful thing. She still works within our program as one of our best and brightest mentors for our students, and leading trips, still helping to participate. I'm also thinking about a student who was in the program who came in with like a 1.8 GPA, recognized the leader that they were through our program, and locked in, got focused on their books, graduated high school, went to college. Again, first generation college student. But this unlocked, expanding the worldview, traveling to multiple countries, but then now works at like Morgan Stanley in DC. Wow. Right? So this is impact, connecting it to the science. We have young people who really were just like blown away by the connection to culture and science, and wanting to study STEM careers, and graduating from places like SLU or WashU, or working in social sciences now. Like, so we have a lot of outcomes in that way. And then I also think it's important to highlight the ones who found post-secondary success outside of college, who are business owners and entrepreneurs who recognize the resilience that came from learning and being a part of this program, and persisting toward a goal, and saying, like, you know what, I could start my own business. I can get out here. There's a guy who shoots a lot of videos and video content. He has a successful business that he's doing well with his thing. So I think there's so many different examples there. And I think you can see the positive impact on our youth as they grow and become adults. We're in year 11 now. So you're seeing kids come back as adults, and they still want to help and pour into the next generation, to mentor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, how many students are in the program right now?
So right now we have 27 kids that are in the program.
Is that just at Vashon?
No. So we're running in a couple different school districts now. So salute to our University City students. So we're in University City. We're working with students in Vashon and in Sodan International High School as well. Awesome. We have some other school districts that'll be coming on board, coming in the fall. So we're excited about that. To really just continue to grow and spread the impact of this program on a deep level.
So the coffee side of things.
Yes.
That came about, was it in 2019?
Okay, so the coffee came, it's been about 6 years. So funny story. So we're traveling, we're in Costa Rica, and remember the heavy science connection. So we just visit a volcano and rainforest, and then the next stop was a coffee farm. So our students actually visit a local coffee farm in Costa Rica that's working and functional. So they're seeing the foundation from the farm all the way to the cup. Now, what we realized while there, that some of the best coffee in the world comes from Costa Rica. Why? Because of the high elevations and the volcanic soil. So like, okay, that's dope. Who knew? So we leave there. Next site visit, Samantha's our co-founder. She's like, we have to stop by a grocery store. She's on our tour guide, Walter. She's like, we have to stop by a grocery store. And we're like, what's for what? So we get in this grocery store. We're thinking it's just another cultural experience to see, American grocery store versus Costa Rica. So we find Samantha in the coffee aisle, and she's loaded down with like a suitcase full of coffee. So myself and a few students are asking, you're like, yo, what are you doing with all this coffee?
Smuggling good coffee back to the States.
That's a whole nother story. I got to get to that. I'm glad you just brought that up because.
Oh, yeah. Customs don't play.
No, right. Customs does not play. So Samantha's like, well, a lot of our donors said, I'll support as long as you bring me back a bag of coffee. Now, a group of us were just thinking like, wow, we were in Nicaragua and we had just learned about like social entrepreneurship and seeing this place there. So we're like, man, how can we add this into the program? So a group of us were like, me and some students were, what if we put this into the program, students could learn from it, and then now also it helps to create that entrepreneurial experience, a deeper connection with Costa Rica, and people love the coffee. We had all tried the coffee. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So fast forward, that's where the coffee started. And it was, for any entrepreneurs listening, you see this amazing and beautiful packaging here. It didn't start here. The first iteration was like a little craft bag, brown craft bag with a 2x4 Avery sticker on it.
It was like
that we printed at like Office Max or something, right? So now, we have phenomenal professional packaging and branding. Salute to a local company, Upstart Foods. Mm-hmm. They redid all our branding, packaging, really lifted us up in a major way to this point here. But we just got started, man. We got started, and like you said, anything is possible. And it's been transformational in the entrepreneurial education experience for the kids. They're involved in the branding, the marketing, the packaging, the roasting, the selling, learning all the workforce readiness skills, communication, collaboration, teamwork. You'll find them at the farmers market and in all the Fresh Time grocery stores too. But the learning that takes place to see like, man, like, yo, I can be an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a social entrepreneur.
And they're learning the margins and the numbers.
All of it. Man, all of it.
That's awesome.
So imagine if you learn, you're like, we're both entrepreneurs here. So if you learn all of that stuff in a very deep and impactful way when you're 14, 15, 16, like it just puts you ahead of the game in such a deep way.
Well, and it was like when I was growing up, when you were growing up, we had spreadsheets or we had to do it by hand. And it's like, I'm not trying to make it seem like I didn't want to put the work in, but it's like, man, I got to do this, I got to do that. And now you have all these systems. Like, yeah, it's important to still learn and how to read spreadsheets, how to code within them, or put formulas. But like now you have like things like a Squarespace or whatever inventory items that you guys use, where you can look in real time, or when you're selling these in fresh time, you can see, okay, we sold 7 on this Thursday. What was that? Oh, it was before Christmas or something like that. So you're telling me that if I purchase any of these coffees at the Tower Grove Farmers Market, it's going to go back and support the students?
100%. And I'll do you one better. Anyone listening, if you go to the Tower Grove Farmers Market on a Saturday, you will actually meet the students, and they can tell you for themselves how impactful this experience has been, and you can get some of our fresh roasted coffee.
This smells good. I can smell it through the bag, so I got to open it.
And we roast every week, so what you're smelling there, that was roasted 2 days ago.
You guys roasted at that place
on the south side. Yep.
Okay. Yep. I mean, I smell it every time I drive. Like, was it on Highway 64 from? What is it? It's closer to like the Midtown area, but like when you're driving past, all you smell is the coffee from I think Caldi's.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Ronico.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is nice packaging. I just smell it. I got to inhale this real quick.
I love it. And you have our Ethiopia there, and something, just a note. Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee there too. Yeah.
So my dad's Eritrean.
Oh, really?
So right next to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And so like,
it's dope.
Yeah, he. I mean, they drink. They don't, add sugars or anything. They drink it.
Yeah, I drink my coffee black. I put a little raw sugar in the raw.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's straight black.
It's a cultural thing though too. Like, like whenever he's back there, they make their coffee and they just catch up with family. Like, hey, how's your day? But like here, you know, I'm like, oh, I need this. You know, I'm in America. I need the energy. Right now, I'm like super wired too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but coffee is a beautiful community. It's a connector. So I mean, it's nice to sit and have a cup of coffee with someone. So I know, like you're right. It makes us speed up, but sometimes we should slow down.
Yeah. Well, it's you know, it's like, hey, do you want to go to happy hour or do you want to go grab a coffee? And then, you know, I've done enough happy hours. I'm like,
Let's do a coffee.
Yeah, let's do coffee. Now, so the students, they're going to be at Tower Grove's Farmers Market. This is also sold at Fresh Time. If someone can't make it to Fresh Time, Tower Grove, how can they purchase this? How they can support Show Me the World?
Yeah, online, showmetheworldproject.org. Yeah, showmetheworldproject.org. That's, go there and you can see all the coffee options. We have coffee pods now that are eco-friendly.
Yeah, merch.
Yeah, we have merch. We're adding some things. And for those who are drawn to the program in a deeper way, there's also the donation page. You can make a tax-deductible donation, which, exciting enough, March 16th, that first group I was telling you about, that young lady, Septisha, and the other students on that trip, March 16th is a very special day for us. That was the day they landed, the first group in Costa Rica. So we celebrate that day every year for Show Me the World Day.
Show Me the World Day, yeah.
And the community is just so supportive, man. And we just found out we have an anonymous donor decided they wanted to do a match, a $15,000 match. So anything that we raise on Show Me the World Day up to $15,000, they're going to match. So that's a super exciting and generous offer for us. So showmetheworldproject.org is the best place for anyone to go. And you can find information about donating or the coffee or see the stories of the students. And our Instagram page really brings it to life. You can see all the kids there too.
That's incredible. Now, just to clarify, on Show Me the World Day, which is this upcoming Saturday.
Yes.
March 16th. Up to $15,000 in purchases, or if someone
donations, not purchases. This has nothing to do with the coffee. This is
donations.
Gotcha. Tax deductible donation. We have a corporate match up to $15,000 for anyone who wants to support on Show Me the World Day. We're super excited and grateful in advance.
Shout out to that anonymous donor.
Yes.
Now, recently you also received a grant from Food City.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you all?
Man, listen, the Food City community, Darren, Jan, Dave, like, just, it's just been so impactful and supportive, not even just the money. So we won a $50,000 grant from Food City last year. And the community's just been so supportive in terms of moving and navigating in the food space, which is new to us, but then also connecting us to so many great food entrepreneurs that are here in St. Louis that we've connected to, like my guy from Jack Salsa and
Jordan, he's the homie.
Jordan is the guy. My guy from George Washington Carver Farms, just so many great food people in the community. But then the unlock, that money has been a huge impact in helping us grow this beautiful packaging and things that you see, to help order materials, to help make a deeper impact on the students. We're creating new learning opportunities. So we're working on a baked good with our kids, and then also moving into helping to expand the product line so that all of those, and that's what's important too, man. It's like the coffee, yes. The products, yes, that's incredible, but the mission comes first. All of that stuff, like if you listen to what I said, is the students came first. And that's what we prioritize in using this stuff as a learning experience to expand their opportunities.
The thing I love on this bag is it says specific, it has photos on here, but also it says, we're committed to delivering the finest farm to cup coffee you'll find anywhere. All of our coffee is single origin, sustainably nurtured on a small scale farm, handled with care, in a family owns micro mill and delivered fresh roasted. Every cent of every bag of coffee sold help fund transformative educational experiences. So please kick back, Breathe deep, let the coffee aroma surround you, and know how grateful we are for your caffeinated kindness. And this bag smells really good. But that's and that's just incredible. You know, kind of like you were saying, some of the students have gone on to do other things, and you know, the one person has the video production. Like, you're learning entrepreneurial skills that whether you're doing it right now as a student, you open up a hair salon, you're opening up the next big corporation out of St. Louis. Like, it all starts here.
100%. And then our community is so supportive that you're not going to be doing that alone. You're going to have people that want to support your ideas, your dreams, your vision, which we also know how important that is to the entrepreneurial journey. So yeah, the skill acquisition that happens in the program, that's a priority for us, making sure that we're preparing them for success beyond high school.
Yeah, and also I got to give a shout out to Anthony John Blanco, because you're rocking the hat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shout out to, man, that's the guy.
I think
so this is a beautiful story. We connect at the farmers market. That's my guy. And he's like, man, how can I support? So when people purchase his globe hat, like the one that I have on, like, he donates a portion of those proceeds back to the Show Me the World project. We have so many great community members that have found ways to say, well, okay, I love what you guys are doing. I can really see the tangible results. I can see the impact. How can I help? How can I leverage my brand or my company? And maybe it's a product. Maybe it's one menu item or something to support, like our friends at the Latte Lounge, like they support us. So it's so many different ways, but man, Anthony's the greatest, and this is my favorite hat.
Hey, make sure to cop that hat. Now, what do you see for the future of Show Me the World? You're in a few schools right now. You're going to continue to grow. How big? Is it going to grow outside of St. Louis? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. So we have a 5-year plan where we want to be working with 250 students per year in our program that are actively going through our workshops, actively doing the entrepreneurial experience, actively being first-time travelers, and we want to continue to expand that. Yes, locally in St. Louis, that is our flagship. That is the place that we love. But we also know there are cities that have similar demographics, similar problem sets that we are actually solving in the education community. And so we want to see that move to places like Atlanta, Baltimore, DC, other cities outside of St. Louis as well. So that 100% that it is Show Me the World, and this is just the beginning. Like, we're not stopping. We have a beautiful and committed team of rock stars, educators, community members that also want to see this grow. So anyone supporting now, like, you're really getting in early on the early stages of something that's going to grow and become a big deal. And so I offer gratitude to you for not just offering us the space on your platform, but coming to see our young people and actually providing programming, man. Like they said, it was one of the best workshops that they had all year. So I want to say thank you too for that.
That's incredible. Anytime. Seriously, anytime. Any school too. Just let us know. And shout out to Dante producing the pie. I'm sure he's on board too. And I mean, that's just what it's about. The youth has more years ahead of them than us.
Absolutely.
And if we have all this knowledge and we're not sharing it with them, why do we have it? And so it's kind of like, I think we were talking off camera, Google, YouTube, it's a resource, but it's not going to provide the wisdom.
Right.
It's not going to tell you, oh, this or that can happen. But man, that's just what it's about.
Thank you.
So before I let you go, I have 3 questions for you.
Okay.
One's going to be in regards to some of your favorite restaurants in town.
Okay.
3 dinner guests that are alive that you would like to join you. And then words of wisdom. And so for Foodie Friday, if you had to name 3 or 4 spots in town that you just love, that you would go there right now after this, what would they be and why?
Okay.
Or what should I order?
They're opening some new restaurants. Benjalina Group, they're opening some new restaurants.
Right on Delmar?
Yeah, so I'm excited to see about that space. So that's in the future. So that would be one. But let me see. Okay, something that's open now. My favorite place, my wife and I, we like to go to the melting pot.
Yeah. Out in Chesterfield.
Yeah,
I think. Yep.
Chesterfield. Yeah, used to be in the Delmore Loop. That was closed, but that's one. But let me try to find something.
Where's the last place you went out to eat at?
Last place we went was I love 801 Local.
Okay. What are you ordering there?
Man, funny enough, I like the cheeseburger. At 801 Local. I love the cheeseburger, but let me see. They have spinach dip. I think it's a spinach artichoke dip that we like. That's a good one. But let me think. Man, the places that I like. My favorite restaurant in St. Louis, I have to be honest, is Annie Gunn's.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite.
Barbecue out in Chesterfield?
Yeah, yep. Steakhouse. That's my favorite.
Or is it steakhouse?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, yeah.
That's my favorite.
I need to make my way out west.
Yeah, that's my favorite restaurant. Yeah, and who would I take to dinner?
Yeah, it could be family members, could be celebrities, mentors, dead, alive. Like it's your the dream lineup at a coffee shop for you.
Man, that's a good one. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but Marvin Gaye.
Hey, it came up.
All right, so I'm gonna take Marvin Gaye, and then I also want to have Martin Luther King at this dinner,
mm-hmm.
and now I'm gonna go to put my art hat on. And Leonardo da Vinci.
Heck yeah. What are you guys talking about over that cup of coffee?
Man, we're going to talk about changing the world, innovation and new ideas and bringing new ideas to life and really making a change in the world at the same time.
Are y'all drinking, let's see, Ethiopia, Colombia, or?
We're drinking that Costa Rican medium roast Tarazu.
Tarazu.
That's what we're drinking. Yeah. That's a win.
Awesome. And then words of wisdom to whether it's the youth, it's someone that wants to do what you're doing, or it could just be someone going through a tough time. If you had any words of wisdom you would like to leave listeners with, what would it be?
Okay, for the tough time, I would say give yourself some grace. Be patient with yourself and give yourself some grace. As long as you are working toward creating a new situation, a better situation, you start in the process of moving into the solution of your problem, then that's success. Count that as success and progress, and give yourself some grace and be patient with yourself as you move forward. Also, one of my favorite quotes that I like to live by, and I say it all the time, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So that's, most of us you're waiting for the right time. Oh, this isn't right. Oh, I'm not enough. I don't have what it takes. Someone's already done that. Why would they choose me? No, like you have to believe that your ideas are valuable and that you are the right person for it. You have what it takes and you are enough. If that belief system, you get that belief system right, then you can change the world. But most people who are struggling, that's probably one of the number one factors is that you don't believe enough. Because you can't convince anyone else to join your team, to buy your product, to hire you, if you don't believe that you deserve the opportunity. And that's one of the biggest things that we try to impress on our youth, is making sure that belief system that the entire world and everything that it has to offer is available to them, and they have to believe that.
Man, very well said. Because it's those kids the young adults that are at the farmers market, they see people walking past them, and then they have people that come up, look at it. Oh, okay, I'm gonna try it maybe next week, and then they have that sale. They make that one sale, and they're like, oh, okay. It's kind of like basketball. That first shot is going to be the hardest shot. Then you start making more and more, and then you're Curry, like Steph Curry. The rim it didn't expand, but it seems bigger, and it's like they start getting that repetition. But until you make that first sale and you learn different things, it's hard.
Yeah.
And so I think that's incredible because it's, I think one thing that has pushed me is one time I had a little bit of doubt.
Okay.
I'm like, don't like, first you got to put that work in, but don't wear Nike if you're not going to just do it. Yeah. Don't, you know, like I know somebody always making an excuse. It's a friend of mine, and he always make, you know, I want to start this, or, you know, I want to start that. I'm like, just do it, man. You know, it's just do it. Nah, man. And I'm like, no, just do it. Like you got, like we were talking off camera, all the stuff I do right now, I never thought, you know, even with Dante, producer, this isn't his degree, but you just got to get started. And look how far we've come. Look how far the students come. And Sylvester, how can people follow you?
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I had to say something to that, man, because I think so many times the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. And so many people struggle with that. And if you remove those limits, like you said, greatness is on the other side of that. And I don't know, that's just something that I really think so many people, it's that belief system, man. It's that belief system. And then all of us, we're willing to try something. And it's like, do you have a greater fear of failure or a greater fear of not trying? When you look back on your life and you're 80 years old, do you want to say like, man, I wish I had tried, like, just try it. And then if, I don't know if you can speak to this, if you go as far as you know to go, and then the new information, you will find it once you get there. You know, like, I don't know, but I do know to do this X, Y, and Z. Now, once you do X, Y, and Z, you'll find the next piece of information.
And then you're going to level up.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. I don't know. I'm sorry. I had to
that's good. Michael Jordan has that quote, I can accept failure. You know, Michael Jordan's second greatest basketball player of all time. Now I'm just
oh man, we about to have a whole nother podcast episode.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, so, you know, he says, I can't accept failure, but what I can accept is not trying.
Yes.
And I mean, that's something I read when I was a kid, and it's stuck with me since.
That's simple. That's simple wisdom. Try.
So Sylvester, how can people follow you on your journey, and then also show me the world?
Absolutely. I want to send you to showmetheworldproject.org. You go there, find us on Instagram as well. Search Show Me the World Project, and you can find me on there supporting our youth. And that's primary and important to me. This is one of the greatest things that I've had the pleasure to participate in and add value to. So I encourage everyone to visit us there.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.